Welcome to Joby, a movie and a bottle of wine.
Hey everybody, it's Joby and Matt and the cat. Look, we wore the cat out. She's over there passed out on her toys. She can't take any more excitement from all the movies that we've been watching over the last couple of days. Boy, have we had a lot of excitement. Tonight, I want to start off with our wine segment. We had Carnivore. I bought myself 24 bottles of that jank. We only had a few left. It's the deepest, darkest, reddest wine in the bottom drawer, y'all. And then we washed it down with some Costco Cabernet. Very good. Can't say enough good about it. Enjoy yourself with these. This one's so thick you gotta wash it down with something else. We had a great time with movies this week. I cannot even begin to express my happiness with the Red Box. I started off this week with, where did I start with one? The Strangers, Pray at Night. It's based on true events. Believe it or not, it's probably a compilation of true events from a lot of other stories, because I really don't think all of this shit happened to the same family. It was just because they were there. The music was good. It was 80s music. It started off with We're the Kids in America, which I saw on Legally Blonde the other day when I was at work. How ironic. It had that song, I think we're alone now. There doesn't seem to be anyone around. But that's when they're all fighting and killing each other. So it's kind of mixes in with the story. It had Christina Hendricks in it. It was a lot of mayhem. It was a lot of murder, a lot of killing, a lot of mayhem. Strangers, Pray at Night. It'll make you think twice about locking the door and keeping a flashlight around. I watched one called Sea Change. This was in the Red Box. I don't know why, because evidently it was something that was a series on another channel. It ended so abruptly, and then I thought about it for a minute, and I realized my mother had shown me some of this, but I couldn't relate to it because I hadn't seen the beginning of the story. It looks like a good story. I mean, these people are like sea walkers. They live in the ocean. They could be mean. They could be good. Who's to say? The series look good. The characters look good. I like the story a bunch. If you want to get into something, I think that's something you might like. My mama likes it. Every day. This was really tripping. So, the little guy wakes up every day in a different body. And he's in love with this girl. And they keep in touch. And they hook up with every character that he gets to be inside of. So, she kisses a girl. She kisses a guy. It's people from far away. It's people from her school. It's her. He wakes up and he's inside of her one day. And then it just goes from there. It was really interesting. I don't want to spoil it. Matt can put whatever he wants in there.
Spoiler alert!
But they end up breaking up in the end because he's like, what is life going to be for us in 10 years or 20 years? You know, I'm going to be that age. I'm going to have children. I'm going to be married. I'm going to wake up in a different body. I'm going to have children with you. Oh, it was a love story, y'all. But it was good. I enjoyed it. Every day. It was a time killer. We watched Tomb Raider tonight. I don't know where it came from. We enjoyed it so much. It was in Tomb Raider style. Her in those utility pants. Oh my God, she kicked butt with that duct tape on her arm. I'm just kidding, it wasn't duct tape. It was awesome. I really liked it. I love that kick-ass chick stuff. And on that note, I watched another movie called Scorched Earth. Oh, I like that, and I like that a lot. That girl was tough and pretty and smart and witty. She killed the bounty hunter and took her place. She looked a lot better than that bounty hunter. I can't believe they didn't mistake one for the other. But she goes to this town. It had a really good story to it. She kicked ass. I enjoyed it very much. If you want something to watch, tough chick flick, Scorched Earth. It was cheap, but it was good. It's a watcher. I got one movie in particular that I want to make sure I review last because I'm just going to cry when I review it. I just know I am. One that I told you guys last week that I'm going to watch was Gringo. It had Charlize Theron. It had Amanda Seyfried and Joel Edgerton. I didn't really know his name until I looked at the credits for it, but he's got a little boy face to him. So Charlize Theron is having an affair with him. They send Harold. I loved Harold. He was the main character of the movie. And they send him overseas to handle all this business with this pill that's made out of pot, cannabon or something. He goes over there, he handles all their business, and then they want to go over there and wrestle shit up, so they go over there. Charlize Theron plays a great tough bitch. I really enjoyed her character. But that guy that played Harold, his name is David. God, please don't be angry with me for saying this wrong. Oyelowo. Oyelowo. Alright, so I'm going to warn you people. This is a warning for the show. I have been drinking. Matt and I have been sitting here having fun. And I am not good with names and dates and all that stuff. I had an erroneous thing last week where I told you that Jurassic World was coming out July 22nd. I was drinking, people. It's June 22nd. I'm correcting myself there. And hopefully I am saying Oyelowo correctly. His name was Harold in the movie. The character was great. Don't sue me, please. Watch the movie, though. Watch Gringo. Please watch Gringo. You won't regret Gringo. Alright, Delirium. It had Topher Grace. He's the guy that played Eric in that 70s show. I see him every morning on Laugh TV. The movie was very creepy and very suspenseful. So he gets out of a mental institution. His father had just killed himself, and he goes back to stay in this incredible mansion. I mean, something about the swimming pool. He pushes the button on the wall, and the floor opens up, and there's a swimming pool there. But you know what? If the floor opens up, and you're in the pool, and it closes, you're in the pool. That's in there. I thought about that when he opened the pool, but it actually happens. He finds that there's holes in the wall where he can look in the rooms, and his brother comes back, and then you're like, is that really his brother, or is it because he's on some medication that's making him see his brother? And I think you find out that his brother is actually there. It was good. Please watch this movie, Delirium. I can't say enough. It's creepy as hell. Super. Masterfully executed. The script and the acting. There was one scene in there that was the most horrific of all, though, y'all. Something comes in and busts up all these bottles of this fancy-ass red wine. That was the most terrifying part of the whole entire movie. Like, all this fancy-ass wine is just busted to hell for no reason. What could be worse than that? Huh? I mean, if somebody busted my cheap wine up, I'd be pissed, but all that wine that he had in that fancy-ass house, Delirium. But watch for that part and don't be scared, people. Hold on to your wine. Hold on to your wine. I watched A Wrinkle in Time. God, there was so much glitter in that movie. In the end of the movie, it was just glitter, just rolling, just glitter everywhere. It had Mrs. Who, Mrs. Whatsit, and Mrs. Which. If you read the book in school like I did, you remember. Whatsit was Reese Witherspoon, and Mrs. Which was Oprah. I can't remember the girl who played who. I'm sure Matt will put it in this vicinity so we know who we're talking about. I can't mention everybody. I try to, but I got so many movies to review. Let's see. A Wrinkle in Time. They tesseract, which is a method of travel. They're fighting the bad thing, which is the it. But the biggest part of the whole thing is the glitter, y'all. A Wrinkle in Time. I watched one. It was called Beyond the Edge. It had a bunch of playing cards on it. It had Antonio Banderas. He was the biggest person in the movie. There was the young fellow that was the main character. I really liked him. He was a good character. They go into a subconscious realm and affect reality. So there is it's all supernatural. There's an electronic guy, and he goes into the subconscious realm and he tinkers with electronic stuff. There is the influencer, where he makes an ice sculpture of you and touches you, and it changes your perspective and your reality. The mind reader, she's the main character. He goes overseas and gets her. Her grandmother passed away. She passed on the ability to be a mind reader and plant thoughts in people. So she's like the second person in charge under the little guy who's in charge of everything. And then there's the fellow who moves things. So they're all up for this poker thing. The guy who's running the show with all these people lost a bunch of money, so he gets these people to help him win the money back, or he's going to get killed. But everybody wins a bunch of money, and they never have to worry about anything ever again. The movie was good. I don't know. It's very deep when you go into that subconscious realm, but some people really, really, really dig that. I think my mom would like it. It was like that other movie, Matt, what is that? Where they're playing cards and doing the magic, and she has the bubble, and she goes up in it.
Oh, now you see me. Yes.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it was a reference to that when you look in the references for the movie. I saw some really good previews. Incredibles 2 is coming up. Very excited about that. There was one called Shot. Shot. It's not funny. I tried to make it seem funny, but it was not. Shot. The 3 people are affected by the shooting of one person. I'm curious to see how that turns out. Shot. You know, if you get a chance, Google it. Somehow he ends up unless it's a dream in the commercial, he ends up in front of the boy who shot him, and he's gonna shoot him. So I guess the boy and the man and his girlfriend were all affected, and they must be the 3 people shot. I hope everybody watched Wonder with the little kid that had all the surgery on his face. It had Julia Roberts in it. She played such a good mom. It was a really good movie. Let's see. Oh, I wanted to make mention of Chance's fan. I'm sorry she's not here sitting in my lap tonight. She's usually right here. She's over there scratching on something a second ago. I heard her. Unless she's in the litter box. We're not going to film the litter box, Matt. Don't go there. If you could see her play, boy, oh, there she is. She's getting up there to get a drink of water. Oh, the tail end of her. But she plays and plays and plays all day. I have so much fun watching her. And her little pattern of things, and when she gets fed, and when she gets to drink, and oh my God, she kills me. You guys don't know how much fun my kitty cat is. I get to see her tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow. Jared Driskill? Driskill. I can't see. I got my contacts in and that light's in my damn eyes. I'm sorry. Jared Driskill. I'm so glad that Chance has a fan. I call her KC for kitty cat. Her name was Chance when she came to me, but that sounded ghetto, so I named her KC, kitty cat. I love that. I'm glad she's been here. Matt and I were discussing how old she is, and I want to say, God knows, you guys, she's probably like 17. I had her for 12 years. I had her for 3 years in Clarksville, and she was probably 2 when I got her. I just cannot believe it. She is such a good, happy kitty cat. Keep watching my kitty cat. Let's see. I showed something earlier. Matt and I were in the kitchen, and I bought 24 bottles of Carnivore. Some call it a problem, but I call it a hobby. I hope you do too. I'm sharing it with you. Let's see. What else? My last movie, my last movie that I'm going to bring up to you was I Can Only Imagine. I mean, that song is beautiful. It's a religious movie in a sense because it's a religious song, but that little young man lives through the most horrific crap. His dad abuses him. His mother just up and leaves him. It's really funny because evidently he had a brother, but there's never any reference of his brother in the movie except for the marks on the wall. I was kind of lost in that. But he did. He lived through horrific shit. He joined a band. His grandma was played by Cloris Leachman. His dad was played by Dennis Quaid. His dad played a really good part because he was a really nasty man. But Cloris Leachman playing his grandma came up with the name from the for the band and the name for that song. He told her that he was joining a band, and she went, "Mercy me, you're joining a band?" Well, Mercy Me was the name of the band. So then he looked through his little journal that he had taken to church camp with him, and it had Imagine all in it. And she told him at his dad's funeral, "I can only imagine what your dad's going to see being up there in heaven." So the name of the song is I Can Only Imagine, and the name of the band is Mercy Me. It was really cool because they sent a copy of their CD for I Can Only Imagine to the radio stations, and they put on there, "I dare you to play this song one time." They didn't even put the name of it on there. They just sent it around. The radio stations played that song one time, and they couldn't stop playing it. Everybody kept calling and calling and calling for that song to be played continuously. There was a lady in there. She was the Glee Club teacher that got him interested in singing. She was the lady from War Room. I enjoyed her very much in War Room. If you guys saw that, that was another religious movie. I really enjoyed them. They touched my heart. I hope everybody goes back and watches some of these. They make you feel good. Let's see. I don't understand how his mother could have walked away from him. I don't know how a mother does that. She took him to church camp and dropped him off. She assured him of her love, and then he never really saw her again until he got rich, of course. Then she was right there going, "Can I have some of that? Can I have some of that?" Whatever. It had Trace Adkins in it. If you don't cry during this movie, I'm telling you, there's something wrong with you. Amy Grant was in it. It was his biggest idol. And he got to talk to her and hug her. It was the biggest thing in his life. His name is Jonathan Michael Finley. Oh, I can read it. I write bad notes, y'all. But Jonathan Michael Finley. His character was Bart, which is probably Bartholomew. God, you never hear that name anymore, do you? Bartholomew. Bart. What did I say? Jonathan Michael Finley. It was a beautiful story. I'm telling you guys. If you don't cry during that movie, something's wrong with you. There was another one that I think if you see and it doesn't make you cry, something's wrong with you, is The Dog's Life. Oh my gosh, that dog goes through several lifetimes, and it has I think it has Dennis Quaid in it. I think Dennis Quaid is the guy who's trying to get back to his dad, his dog. Oh, it was beautiful. Oh, it was beautiful. If I watched that movie again, I would cry every single time I watched it. A Dog's Life. Then there was Tremors. I saw a preview for, I just had to bring that up, you guys. It had all the same people in it from all the other Tremors movies. The same old stuff. I don't think I can watch another Tremors. You guys can watch the Tremors if you're a big fan, but, you know, we each have our niche, but that's not my niche, people. Matt and I went on a BEERRUN beer run tonight. Went and got us some Locos. I was running out. BEERRUN beer run. I got Blaze. This stuff is kind of tangy, kind of orangey. It's really good. I like it a bunch, and it doesn't stain my mouth. I told Matt, no more blue. No more blue. I think I touched on everything. We did some wine. We did some movies. We saw the cat. We had some previews. I got a cool t-shirt on. Got my great contacts in. I'm glad you came by to see us. Come next week. Maybe the kitty cat will be up here in my lap. Take care. Bye, everybody.
Thank you for watching Joby, a movie and a bottle of wine.